similar situations? Anybody? Rich, Steve?
I mean, for me, it's the lead times on shower glass and IGs. That's really where it's kind of killing us. But at the same time, we when I took over this business, they had a big project in place, which is our main focus because it's kind of our bread and butter, is what keeps us afloat. And when we do an IG job, I'm usually stuck with no guys available to go do the job. So things are getting pushed out 3 or 4 days more than we expect. And, you know, we try to stay on top of actually being able to get the product to us as quick as possible, but getting on schedule to actually do the install, that's kind of what's kicking our ass right now. And that's why I wanted to chime in with the whole, you know, hiring people, because I'm in the process of looking for people and trying to find out what I should be looking for and whether I should just bite the bullet and get some guy with experience in here and pay him a fair wage, or just, you know, get a kid to kind of help me out and learn from me as I go along. Hopefully he just grows into getting his own truck in the future.
And then if you're trying to get on people's schedule, a good thing to do is hire an executive assistant, someone that can help you with all those kind of things, to get you like doing the back end of work in case you get stuck in the field. As far as showers go and lead times, Brandon, I mean, tell them what you did with PLR, and how they were the most expensive in the beginning, but through just like repetitive, that changed.
Yeah, so I mean, I was using a company called Contractors Wardrobe, and it got to a point it was terrible. I was will calling all my stuff in the beginning. I would literally drive, 45 minutes to will call it, and the job would be scheduled because I know it showed up, and I'd get there and the glass would be scratched or chipped, and I'd have to cancel the job, and it killed me. So when I thought it'd be better once I got a shop, so I ended up getting a shop, and then I got the QC on the glass when it came in before I scheduled the job, and that's huge, is to QC that to make sure everything is good before you actually schedule it, because every time we still do it, we still schedule before it gets here, and it bites us in the ass every time. And still had issues and stuff, so I switched to PRL, and so all my glass comes from California right now, and they were the most expensive, and they told me they were most expensive. I told them how much I did. I got a decent deal on it, but I was willing to pay more for quality. And in 4 years, I can probably count on my fingers how many chipped or scratched pieces of glass I've gotten from them. They or back ordered, like they've been awesome. They don't have excuses. 4 years, they've never told me their tempering oven was down, never told me anything was broken. They get it to you and get it done. And I have a really good relationship with them. And now I have the best pricing in Arizona from them. I'm their biggest buyer.
Tim likes the lamp. Yeah, that's super badass. That just goes to show you consistency. I think guys bounce around back and forth trying to find something, but if you find someone that's good, even if you have to pay the price, I don't know, Steve, if you tried them out, but M3 always does really good work for me. The only reason we weren't using them was because they didn't do takeoffs, and we were having a lot of issues with doing our own takeoffs for showers. So I wasn't using M3. I started using Cardinal more, but Cardinal, the lead times are just crazy slow. I know Brandon can relate to that, to his Denver location. But if you do your own takeoffs, M3 Glass out of Dallas is badass, and they have a Austin sales rep.
Yeah, let me chime in on that. So I was using Cardinal for a long time, and I went to a couple sales reps that were awesome, and I'd have a few things here and there, but they were really good. Their lead times were terrible though. It was like 2 weeks lead time. And so that wasn't bad for me, because that's kind of why I've stuck in that new build niche, is because with my schedule, that gives me time. It's not a pressing issue. I've got a couple months to finish a house usually. And so anyway, my sales rep that I really liked, he moved over to Hartone. And well, before that, I kind of bounced to Cardinal, or not Cardinal, Complete Line, because I've been using it for my mirrors forever. And they started tempering their own stuff. And they said, hey man, they really wanted my business. And they see me coming there with all the showers and cutting mirrors too. And they're like, man, why aren't we selling you our showers? And I'm like, well, you know what? It's easier this way, yada, yada. And anyway, I started using them. They were new to tempering and new to cutting showers. So it was problems. I went back to Cardinal. my sales rep left. He went to Hartung, and I kind of got in a pinch with a house with like 6 showers, and I didn't really have the time to explain all my drawings, everything to a new, because I don't do my own takeoffs either. I draw them, measure them, get the outages, send them off, saves me time. I don't have to worry about it. And so I started using Hartung, and I'm having problems left and right. And
no, dude. We followed Mitch over there.
Yeah, exactly, Mitch.
And he and Hartung quality, lead times, back orders, it just destroyed us. How do you negotiate supplier pricing for larger projects or as your volume increases?
So every supplier is going to give you a different price for a larger project if you ask for it on the quantity that you're doing. So if you're ordering 150 shower doors as opposed to 1 shower door, and you let them know that, hey, I'm ordering 150 shower doors, you know, what's the price can you give me on each unit? And they're going to give you a complete different price than you are if it's a one-off shower or what. So, you know, typically what I would do is when I'm bidding the bigger projects like that, I'll shop 3 or 4 vendors, and, you know, and then I'll beat them all up. I'll let them know that, hey, this person's lower than you. You know, if it's PRL, I'll, hopefully they're not watching me on my live right now, but I'll let them know that, hey, this person's cheaper than you are, and you know, they'll compete with them because they want our business. And sometimes they can't compete with them, but you know, and then with the bidding the jobs, I bid them at normal price but lower margins. And then if I get the job, then I'll go beat up my vendors. I'll let them know, like, hey, I really want to work with you guys. What can you do for me? That, you know, and then I've had companies like Cardinal, on that last project. Cardinal came in the cheapest, and it was funny because it all came from Guardian, and I literally told them, they gave me a price, and I said, look, I need to be $30 a unit cheaper than this, and without a blink, they said, okay, that's it, and my margins were back up to normal on 150 shower doors. So you always got to ask the question. It doesn't hurt to ask for a discount, because the worst they can say is, then you can go somewhere else if you don't like it.
Yeah. So I guess like the basis of that, I don't know if, are you able to hear that? Comment, Joe, if you're able to hear that. Kind of, not really. So pretty much what he's saying is he was willing to lower his margins on 150 shower job compared to what he would get for a 2, 3, 4 shower job, and lower his margins to win the job. And then once he wins the job, then he goes to the 3, 4 different suppliers and he beats them up, like going straight for rib punches, like, give me a better deal. This person's giving me this deal. This person's giving me this. What's up? What can you do? And he was able to get the price so low that his margins were the same, even though the price was a lot less per unit. So just something to think about. It doesn't hurt to ask. Don, can you unmute yourself, or you want to talk on here? You have to do it?
Yeah, tell her she's going to be unmuted in 1 second.
So Don owns Elliott's Glass. I think they're in like the Hamptons.
If I'm right, yeah.
And she's one of the only females that gets after it in the glass business that I've so she's a straight hustler. Y'all should follow Elliott's Glass if you're not already.
Yeah. Okay. Let Dawn know that now she's allowed to talk, and I just unmuted her.
Sweet. Don, if you want to introduce yourself and you're kind of be the wrap up of all of this. It was really, really cool. I'll let Brandon close it out if Don, you're on here?
I'm on here?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi. I'm on the other side of the Hamptons. I'm on the 4-person side. I'm on the North Fork of Long Island.
You can still sell to both sides.
Yes, I can.
What got you into glass?
My grandfather was into glass, and then my dad dabbled in it a little bit, and then he became a truck driver, and so I always grew up with it.
Oh, 3rd generation. That's how I'm me as well. What's y'all's main focus these days?
Showers and railings.
And railings.
Yeah.
Do you template your railings?
Yes, we do.
Sweet. That's really awesome. Thanks for joining in.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna end this thing for us.
All right, what's up, fellas?
What's up, man?
This is excellent. So I have a good question. I don't know if you even covered it or not tonight, but at what ratio, when you're hiring people, do you go after somebody who doesn't actually do your installations, but add more to the inside of your office? When do you hire somebody who's behind the scenes rather than in the dirt? That's my question. What ratio are to pick those guys up?
I think it's almost, I think that ratio is almost 2 to 1, maybe 3 to 1 ratio for 3 in the field and 1 in the office, or 2 in the field, 1 in the office. I'm a firm believer of a light office and a heavy crew out in the field, because your office personnel is really not the ones making you money. It's the guys in the field that are making you money. But, you know, there are things that the office does that, you know, keeps it going. It's a hard job in the office. But so I think 2 to 1, 3 to 1, and it just depends on your needs. If you're gotta kind of see where you're struggling at. Like right now, we struggle a little bit in the office because there's only there's 3 of us in the office. One person's a new person, and then if I'm gone, then there's really only one key player in the office that's holding it all together. So I lean on him a lot, and it's, I know I need to hire another office person right now over a field guy, because if we get that other office person, we can schedule better, we can help the field out.
My take on this is like super different. I definitely agree with Brandon's tactics. I think that that's the more traditional style of growth, definitely in the service business, whether it's electricians, plumbers, welders, glass, whatever. My take is definitely based off of the anticipation of growth. So I know that I don't want to be the smartest person in the room ever. So I definitely went and hired people that are a lot smarter than me in the fields that I started in, so that I could concentrate on my strengths. So I know Taylor she's a graduate from UT. She doesn't belong in this industry whatsoever. She managed a small doctor's office that was up to like people right out of college. And then she got recruited by a recruiter. Literally, someone got paid to recruit her to come work for them. They had more like 60 people, but then they went corporate and they opened 14 locations in 1 year. And Taylor was a part of the growth of all that. So I brought her in to bring more of a big business frame and just to be an outside the box thinker. And because I can be an entrepreneur like a lot and go squirrel and shiny ball and get distracted. So she keeps me laser focused. Hired Rob because marketing. He's a G. He owned a marketing company. Somehow or another, I talked him into getting rid of that and coming full time over here to me. And he even took a pay. Yeah, and David, he's full-time video. So, but then we have 2 office people. My uncle runs commercials, so he estimates all the commercial stuff. So we have about half and half almost of office personnel and installers, but our office personnel is geared to where we could triple our installers and still be able to operate really, really well, which is why we're simplifying and documenting so that we could scale fast now.
Great responses.
Sweet, bro. All right. Thank you all. Instagram Live people, sorry if you weren't able to join. Joe on Instagram Live, thanks. Everyone who cut off early. We want to get you more involved. Evan, Steve, Matt, Rich, Don, Joe, Rich, everybody. Thank you so much. I think this is going to be really awesome.